What is good, everybody? Paulie Walnuts here, thanking you for tuning in. If you don't mind, take this time to like, subscribe, and share the podcast and the channel. I'd be very, very appreciative. Before we get into episode 14, we want to go ahead and thank our sponsors and our supporters. We're going to start with Overcast Fishing Apparel, for anglers by anglers, tattoo-inspired design. If you're into tattooing, the tattoo culture, the art, and you're also way into fishing, this is the brand for you. Check them out on Instagram at Overcast Fishing Apparel. Next, we'd like to give a big thanks and shout out to Pomeroy Woodwork Design, specializing in traditional craftsmanship, custom design, cabinet making, crown molding and trim, furniture refurbishing, and repurposing. You can email them with inquiries at pomeroywoodworkdesign@gmail.com and hit them up on the gram at Pomeroy Woodwork Design. That's POMEROYWOODWORKDESIGN. And next, we'd like to give huge thanks to the first supporter of the podcast. That is Maddox Decks. They're custom made and shaped skateboards by a local skateboarder here in North Florida, Dalton Maddox. They're pretty much all I've been riding. Best damn decks you can buy, in my opinion, but don't take my word for it. You should check them out, get one for yourself, and I promise you're not going to be disappointed. You can hit them up on the gram at mad_ax_decks. That's MAD_ACTS_DECKS. And before we get into episode 14, I'd like to give a big, super huge shout outs to the Vert series. My guest, as well as another professional skateboarder, Rodney Mead, putting together this backyard Vert series. It's really been a resurgence in the past couple of years of vert skating, especially in the backyards, starting with the Florida Vert series, Renegade Vert series, all that stuff. We'll talk more about that with my guest today, who is Rick Morgan. He is a lifelong skateboarder, super dedicated. Everybody that knows him knows he's really passionate, and he's not afraid to call you out if he disagrees or does not like it. But he's got some interesting things. He's been doing a lot of positive things. He's got a vert ramp on his property, as well as a 6 and 8. Used to have an indoor 4-foot mini ramp. He's got a whole garden going out there now. So I just wanted to touch base with my guy. It's been a minute since I've seen him. See how life is out there in Middleburg, Florida. And see what he feels about everything that's going on. Talk to him about the Vert series and when it can get going, because it got postponed due to this whole COVID-19 crisis, and just kind of shoot the shit. So I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. I know that I enjoyed it. And here, without further ado, this is episode 14. Rick Morgan, let's go.
It's Beyond the Pod.
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
Yo, let's go. You're on the
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
Hey guys, Paulie Walnuts here, and I appreciate you tuning in. Please bear with us. I had a roof leak over the weekend. We had some pretty heavy rain, so I got some roofers on my roof right now fixing that. So if you hear any banging or, like ambient noises, I apologize. But I just could not pass up this opportunity to sit down with my guy, the unofficial mayor of Middleburg, Mr. Black Creek Vert Ramp himself, Rick fucking Morgan. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up, skateboard world?
Yeah, dude. Super stoked to have you here.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, man. So why don't you tell everybody kind of who you are, where you're from, how old are you, give us a little bit of background.
I am old. I skateboard. I'm in Middleburg. It's pretty simple. Now, I'm 46. I got my first skateboard in 1979, and I never really quit.
Dude, I feel you. What's the old saying? The old I didn't get old. What was it?
You're having a senior moment.
I am having a senior moment.
You don't get old because you quit skateboarding. You quit skateboarding because you got old.
Something like that. Yeah. There you go.
I think is that a Jay Adams quote?
I think it might be. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. I think it might have been. We're gonna peg that on Jay. Jay, that's you.
Right on.
R.I.P.
Right on. So what? How old were you when you started skateboarding?
I was 6 years old. My mom got me a skateboard instead of the frisbee I wanted for my birthday, and I freaked out. That was probably one of my first freakouts.
Yeah.
I wanted my damn frisbee. What is this plastic thing with wheels? This thing. What is this? And my mom took the thing out of a little box. I think she got it like Sears or Zayres or something. It had a little book in it with like some pads. And she rode down the driveway and started spinning 360s. And it spawned me. I was like,
what the
dude,
fuck is this? Yeah.
My mom's like freaking Evel Knievel right now, and she can fly. You know what I mean?
For real.
And it was Pensacola, Florida, August the 1st, 1979. That's the first time I saw a skateboard, first time I ever stepped on one. And after that summer, we ended up moving up to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And it's because my dad was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So we moved up to Great Lakes, and it snowed that winter. And my mom and dad went out and scraped off one little chunk of sidewalk so that I could ride my toy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least give them some private time. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So, man, I would tic-tac and try to learn 360s, but I guess my first little kind of a trick was I would try to push on that thing and then just lay my wheel over the edge of the concrete and just like scrape my truck.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
I'd never seen another skateboarder outside of, I think maybe it was Salva that was in that book, and he like showed you how to put your pads on. And like,
oh, yeah, safety first.
Yeah, like the breakdown of the board and stuff. So that was kind of my, outside of maybe ABC Wide World of Sports, I don't think I had really even seen another skateboarder at that point. So, we stayed there for 3 or 4 years, and we moved to Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And that was right when I hit middle school. That was like 6th grade. And another kid saw me and was like, hey, man, are you a skateboard enthusiast? And I'll never forget him saying that word enthusiast because I had no idea what it was. And I was like, I guess. Yeah, I guess. He saw I guess he saw my shoes, or he saw me pushing in the neighborhood maybe. But that was my first experience, like with another group of skaters, where it was like, okay, there's a culture behind this. Like they have their own clothes, their own music, the way that they talk, and
right.
I was a nerd, bro. I was a total nerd. So I gravitated towards those guys.
Yeah, dude, I can completely relate to that. Growing up in Pittsburgh, I remember my first skateboard was one that my cousin, who lived down in South Florida, passed along to me on one trip. And we had cobblestone streets, so there was only one. There was a funeral home at the end of the street that I had a couple of friends. Their dad was the mortician, and they lived there. And so we'd bomb down like the driveway down into the parking lot.
Yeah.
But that was it until we moved here. And complete and total nerd. But when I came here, it was like, I went to Kona.
Right.
Like,
and you saw other people like yourself.
Exactly. Found my tribe, dude.
Exactly.
And that was it. It was,
I've been hooked ever since, man.
Yeah.
We would stand out there, those kids would stand out there in their trench coats, listening to like Prince, the Fat Boys, and they'd all be doing street plants. I don't remember anybody really pushing. There was more like a street plant sesh at that time.
Yeah.
But I guess I guess riding my board to school then, like 6th and 7th grade, there was a kid in front of me. And he like popped his tail and hopped up on the sidewalk. He didn't have to bend over and like pick his board up and put it on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I had a little Nash saw blade at the time, and I would just push as fast as I could, and the back truck would catch, and I'd go flying. So finally, I learned to put my foot on the nose and like pull my back truck over. So I guess those were kind of my first ollies.
Yeah. Stepping up the curb real fast.
So I guess it went down like that. It's cool you asked that, because I don't think about those times, and I think maybe all of us should think about those times, man, when it was just truly that pure, and just like those first instances of like, man, I'm breaking a sweat, and like the wind's blowing through my hair, and I'm with my bros, dude, and like totally. This is fucking rad.
Yeah. Fortunately, my years working at Kona, I've been able to really kind of reflect on that because time and time again I would see people come in from all over the world.
Sure.
And then even pros. I remember when the Birdhouse team came one year and, Ben Rayborn was like walking out and he'd already been there, but he was just like, whoa, I fucking love this place. And it made me realize it's like, dude, these are some of the best skateboarders
valuable
in the world. And I should never take this for granted.
Yep.
And it kind of makes me reflect on the years growing up and skating there and all the places we've had over the years here in Jacksonville.
It's a shame that things come and go so fast in skateboarding.
It really is.
It's almost like some pieces of it have become disposable, and in some ways, and in the past, I'd say 6 or 8 years, you see a lot of resurrection, like the old boards, and I see kids early grabbing
which
now.
Which is rad,
you know what I mean?
Dude.
Doing bonelesses and like doing punk rock stuff, painting skateboards, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like there's a big resurgence there that I think is it validates preserving our culture and always like being an ATV, and preserving all of that.
What I think is kind of happened was obviously back in the early days as it was progressing. You had the whole Vert phenomenon early on, right? And then it went really underground with the small wheels, pressure flip, big pants phase.
Sure.
And then it kind of went a little bit more street, but still kind of tranny, you know what I mean? Into the early 2000s. And I think what has happened now is that it's kind of went through its waves of popular culture to the point where it's like, fuck it, it's all acceptable in skateboarding now. There's not really a certain fad. There's kind of a niche for it all in skateboarding.
And you
feel
can,
me?
absolutely. And you can see it in the sessions now. Like
totally.
out at my place when we're skating, and you can just hear it in the music itself. You know what I mean? There'll be like, somebody will play DMX. And then I got to mess around and play some freaking, it's Crystal Method or something. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's rad.
And then somebody else plays.
Throw some Iron Maiden
some
in there.
Maiden or some Johnny. We were listening to Johnny Cash last night till
Iron
11
Maiden's gonna
o'clock,
get on there. Yeah,
but we can see that just in the music and the clothes and like it's really cool. Skateboarding accepts everyone in general. In general, we accept everyone.
Right.
There are some groups of people that I think get pushed out. There is some elitism in skateboarding, man.
Just like everything.
That's just a natural thing for us to grow. There's going to be some dude that says this is how it's got to be. You have to tuck your knee on a freaking frontside air. I don't believe that shit.
Nah, dude, I don't either. I'm like, fucking go big and push it out. If you can't tuck, dude, push that back leg
just
out.
Go
Stick
do
it out,
you,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how many times do we have to hear the cover song of a frontside air? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
do your own
like
fucking
that
song
analogy, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I really like that. How many times are we going to hear the cover song of the same trick?
Right. Or hey, remember, don't do a Benihana. If you like Benihana, stick that out.
I fucking
Go
think
do it.
I'm personally one that likes them. I think they're sick.
I remember when Ollie Impossibles were lame, Ho-Hos were lame.
Oh, yeah.
And, it goes through its trends, man. But I don't believe that shit, dude. If that's what you're feeling, then there we are going back to the point of just keeping it pure.
Yeah.
The wind blowing through your hairs and just doing doing you, man. That to me is the purest of skateboarding.
So,
just go do it, man.
You did reference your place, which I definitely want to talk about. The Black Creek Vert Ramp.
Yeah.
The whole Morgan compound.
Vert Sunday.
Yeah, dude. You got the indoor 4 over the years. Yep. You got the outdoor 6.
Yep. The 6-8, which we're expanding. Trying to.
Fucking sick.
I've found a new way, and you'll dig this because you're a builder. I found a new way to build a half pipe with no plywood for free.
What?
All you have to do is get the trannies. All these fence places in town, they have to pay by the yard to throw away all those fence posts and all those 2x4s. They're now taken for granted. 60% of them are rotten and garbage.
Right.
But for for that other 40%, they are happy to see you come in with that truck and take all those 4x4s.
Wow.
So imagine this: no 8-inch gap between 2x6s. Just run 4x4, top to bottom. It's 3.5 inches thick. Put your skate light over that. Run it.
Wow.
So that's what we're gonna.
That's pretty ingenuitive.
Well, it's cheap, bro. I'm poor. I gotta do what I gotta do,
bro. Necessity is the mother of invention.
It sure is. Have you looked under my ramps?
Hey, I have. I've skated those ramps many times. I enjoy those ramps.
We gotta find out new ways to keep ramps blowing up in backyards, because I really truly think that's the future. My place, I think I'm trying to put it out there to inspire people to do things in backyards, as opposed to, hey, let's all get together and go raise up, I don't know, 10 grand or whatever it is, and go to the city and have them match us, and then we get a quote unquote free public park.
Right.
Those are cool, but me personally, I don't like to skate behind a fence. I don't like being in jail.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I again, you end up with the local elitists saying, you have to skate this way, you have to do this thing.
For sure.
And that's cool. That's their place. But then again, it's not. That is the government's skate park. And when they want to shut it down because someone has the flu and throw sand in it, it's not your skate park,
about
bro.
To bring up that point, dude.
It's not your skate park.
No,
You've given our culture to the government. Whatever, man. Politics aside. That's not for fucking them. That's for us, man. And we should be taking our 10 grand and go over to Middleburg, some shithole part of town, and buy up a lot. Throw $1,000 down on it. Everybody's got to pay $100, and then we DIY that spot, and they cannot shut us down. Period.
Right on.
That's how. I think going forward, we're getting this generation of skateboarders that are coming out of the skate parks, and they find a chick. They fall in love. They get a mortgage. They get a house. They build a little mini ramp. And buying a mini ramp's like buying that little 1,200, 1,800 Harley. You want the bigger one. Immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we're going to start to see in the next 5 to 8 years a big resurgence in backyard builds, especially with the pandemic and going forward with that stuff in the country. I think we're going to see people a little more homegrown.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen it even locally here. Starting to catch on a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's a couple other little backyard ramps.
I'm hoping my place inspires. That's what I'm really trying to do with the place. Overall, that's what I'm trying to do is inspire people to go build and
same with these DIY spots.
Yeah,
I actually rode over there to the off First Street. Like if you go down Main Street in Springfield and turn a right on First and go down to like Van Buren, there's an old tennis court there.
You giving up the locale, man?
I'm giving it up, dude, because it's been getting blown up.
Listen up, here comes the goods, folks.
It's been getting blown up. I've seen people posting about it left and right on Instagram. Cameron McKeechin, I think is how you say his last name. Yeah, old Snake Proof.
Snake Proof, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the mastermind behind it, like he has been many spots.
Yes, yeah. Hey, kudos to that guy, man.
Big shout outs to Cam. There's a cool little concrete in his spine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I saw Aaron like backlit, back reaver, that like ollie up on it, backlit, back reeves.
Yes, dude. Big shout out to Aaron Black. Like,
yeah, the kid's so good.
I was watching Artie and Jonah skate it, and they're like doing front blunts off it and stuff.
Don't tell those kids they're good though, man, because they
already know. We've watched them grow up, dude, and now they're finally at that point where they're like really ripping.
Try this, old man.
Hey, dude, I've known him from the jump, so I'm like, I'll blow your ego up a little bit because you've earned it at this point, and I've watched you put in the work.
Yes,
you feel me?
One in that whole, I love that whole group, but there's two that really shine out to me.
What's that?
Malik Sanders.
Dude, the Black Toilet. Love that
Black Toilet. I love the dude's originality. This whole trip, but as far as like technique and skating goes, like Jonah.
I love, dude. Jonah rips.
Jonah, I think, is going to be one of the best dudes in Florida, if not the East Coast. If he keeps going the way that he's going, he could be a little Jake Alardi.
Dude, he can do some big shit.
Yep.
It's like every time I see him post something, it's something new.
Yep.
It's on something bigger. Yep. He has a technicality. Like when I watch him skate Tampa, I'm like, "Woo, son, you are a few years, like maybe only like even 2 years away from really going out there and competing."
Yeah, I think
on the amp circuit,
there's a few guys like that I wish would just isolate themselves and just get healthy.
Yeah.
Train your mind, train your body just for 1 year. Get yourself just prime, like straight up freaking superhuman and go.
The one thing I do have to say, Jonah has been super hungry since he
Day
really
one.
started skateboarding. Yeah.
I told him he had a leg for Vert. I told him.
I remember when he first landed his first little backside.
First dropping in.
Yeah, dude, dropping in.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
I think we tricked a bunch of those kids into dropping in, Paul.
We did. We've talked so many into it. Just walk through that door. We've opened the door for you. Step in the hole. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. You got to keep it going. And like I said, I'm trying to use my place to inspire, and at the same time, I don't want people to think that it's easy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
or
no.
to expect
You will
everyone
get
to be
weeded
stoked
out real
about
quick
it.
if you thought it was easy.
I'm a firm believer in this world. If you do something good, that you're gonna get ridiculed, man. People are gonna try to shut you down and mess with you, either out of jealousy or just out of, I don't know, man. I don't know what the trip is.
I saw a quote one time. I can't remember who said it, but he was just like, "Look, behind every successful person is a pack of haters."
Dude,
And I was like,
I'm winning then.
I was like, you're actually kind of right. Like, you know, when you start to really kind of do something, I've found that people's insecurities, they project them. So when they're
Sure.
feeling shitty about themselves or their lack of doing something, you know, or whatever it may be that's going on in their lives, and they see you doing something, whether it be for good or you're making money or whatever it is, you know, like that jealousy is a really, really sneaky sin.
Yeah.
And the envy
Yeah,
comes
vanity.
in, and then they'll project their insecurities onto you because they're more pissed off at themselves that they're not doing or putting forth the effort that you are towards what they want to put the
Yeah,
effort
dude.
toward.
Thanks
You
for
know what I mean?
yes, thanks for putting that together. Because in my mind, I see it, but I don't have the spit. I don't got the spit game. You know what I mean?
No, dude, you're all good.
So, but you know what? You've been like in my life, being my friend, being my bro. You've been I've been able to go to you for balance because I think you and a couple other people know me well enough to know that Rick's gonna feel a certain way or think a certain way and point his head at the ground like a stupid old bloodhound and chase it down, kill it, stomp on it, kill it again until we go, hey Rick, you're being an asshole. Reel it back a little. You know what I mean? And so I've been able to count on you, Tim Johnson, Todd Johnson, the homies to go, hey Rick, man, it's cool that you're passionate and you
Dude,
feel this way,
'cause
but
honestly,
maybe you should say it a different way. But
And everybody that you mentioned,
jump,
we're
man.
all passionate too. So I think that's why we get it. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah, like for yesterday's post, you know, I kind of freaked out, and I really expected my sponsors to call me and be like, "Hey, take that shit down, dude. That's not cool." I had, I don't know, 30 messages. Right on, bro. Thank God somebody said that. No one should ever shame being success, you know, looking for success in skateboarding. And
Right.
my point behind the whole thing is, to me, the people that killed Vert skateboarding in the beginning were the country club folks.
Right.
It was the rich kid and the lazy money, the elitist that can sit in mom and dad's house and try to dictate how everyone else should be. Hey, this is for fun. This is for us to just goof off. When at the same time, even themselves, they have a talent, and they don't put themselves out there and reap the reward that they've earned, that God gave to them, you know, naturally. And so what if, Paul, if you have an ability, brother, I will never shame you for providing for your family with that talent or that gift. It would just be like, hey, I'm a good guitar player, but should I sit on the curb and collect quarters, or should I go out there and be Neil Young and make a buck?
well, see, that's actually a point, you know, because what we're referencing, we'll discuss a little bit further here in a minute for the listeners, is the whole World Cup sanctioning events. But
Right.
I think that, you know, being skateboarding is such a vast age group of people, of participants and genders and backgrounds. And I think one of the big things is the youth, because I was there at one point, you were there at one point, like, you don't understand exactly the struggles that when you become an adult and when you have a family and when you have mortgages or whatever it is, what that weight is. And there's a saying, you know, in skateboarding, oh, stay core, stay poor. You know, I think that needs to be shattered. I think that you can
Absolutely.
stay core, and I think that you can still be successful. And I think that
Sure.
we need to get rid of the mind state, especially in the youth in skateboarding, and the punk rock or the thug, you know, mentality.
Yes.
Where it's like,
Same.
yeah,
Same group of people.
same, exactly. You know what I mean? Where, you know, you just got to get past that and realize this is some people's livelihood. Some people have dedicated their lives to this culture,
Yes.
to this activity. So to some people,
40 years in my
this
pocket.
sport, right?
40 years on a skateboard.
So I'm not going to be, you know, I will never, like you said, ever throw any
Why
sort
shame?
of dirt or
Why
stones.
shame some folk?
When you're making a livelihood or trying to for your family dedicated to something that I love and I hold most dear in my life.
Sure. Now I'm not going to go out and promote skyhooks. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not going to go put
Right.
freaking like laser lights in my wheels and be like, hey man, you know, I'm just trying to. No, dude, I'm
No.
not talking about that.
But it's like I said, I think we need to, shatter the old adage that stay core, stay poor. I think that you can stay core, And I think that we need to start supporting the core companies and the core groups and organizations in skateboarding and stop giving our money to the ones
Vanity
that are...
Fair?
Exactly. You know, so I mean, it's like...
Quicksilver?
We need to stop outsourcing it to the big corporations, our culture, our lifestyle, our love and passion.
Keep it in-house.
Right.
Just like the skate parks. Keep them in-house. Keep them in your backyard.
I agree.
Take
I like
control,
it.
Man. Take control.
So, you know, can you add any more on exactly, you know, the importance of World Cup sanctioning and what that means to you?
Oh, it's not everything, but it's huge to me. Look, go off in the backyards. Dude, you know, the Vert series is a backyard Vert series. There's some folks that don't want me to use the word backyard because they've used it in the past.
All
They
right.
are very upset with, which I don't understand that whole trip because they gave us the whole thing. But anyway, World Cup, if a fella goes out and enters a contest and gets some points and is you know, coined for that moment, the world champ or the state champ, however it's labeled, whatever. We're all skateboarders. We know that it truly doesn't matter, but at the same time, for the people who do, you know, the larger corporate, you know, the larger companies who are looking to sponsor this person and provide, you know, dance lessons for little Sally or put a roof on the house and provide for this young man, they're looking at, you know, they're looking at the bottom dollar. You know, to be honest, and you know, we can all say that skateboarding's not about money. Bullshit. It's about skateboarding is about money.
Yeah,
Somebody's trying to sell you a product all day long.
Right.
And there's no shame in that, man. I don't think so.
But it's what keeps the industry going. Because if you don't move products, then you're not going to have companies. They can't sustain themselves. And how can we continue to do what we love if we don't have companies supplying the products? And which comes back to the whole support skater owned and operated facilities, companies,
locally, if
organizations.
possible. You know,
of course, shop local at best. You know,
get over to the block, buy up a Mad Axe.
I agree. Best fucking board company.
Look
they already
around.
know.
You know what I mean? Your bros are already doing it, and to shame folks and say stay core, stay poor, that kid's gonna sit on the curb and just keep on drinking that shitty beer till he wakes up at 33 and goes, "What?
I fucked up." Yeah.
Oh, I'm mortal. I'm going to die. Oh, and wait, I have a wife and 4 kids beside me.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do now? I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's too late, bro. Enjoy that food stamp card.
Yeah.
You're poor and you're core and poor, but at the same time, if we could flip this some kind of way and, like you said, just shatter that idea that making a couple bucks on skateboarding is a bad idea. If we could shatter that person becomes he goes and gets a little sublimation machine, or he starts pressing boards, or he makes a little company, and it enriches our culture and our community because that person's allowed to express himself. Yes, man. It keeps it from being stagnant. It's the current in the skateboarding river. You know what I mean?
But it depends on everybody. Us in this room, everybody, all of the listeners out there that are skateboarders, is making sure that you're putting your money where it needs to go.
Yep.
To
vote with your dollar.
Benefit your lifestyle, your culture, your love, your passion, which is skateboarding.
Yep.
So, since we've been talking about skateboarding for a little bit, I ask all of my skaters,
what you got? Hit me.
are you regular or goofy?
I am regular.
You're regular?
Yep.
Okay. So if you had to choose frontside or backside?
Oh, for just one, just turning, or what are we talking about?
In general. If you had to choose, like, what's your, if most of your tricks, are they coming frontside or backside?
Most of my tricks pull backside because I think it's just naturally easier for me because I was an early grab nerd in the 80s, you know what I mean? The backside early grab came pretty easy to me. But I think the best feeling tricks are frontside.
Yeah, see,
and
frontside
always spin tricks. I think spin tricks are really cool.
Came easier to me for whatever reason. And I always said that
That's crazy, man.
If I could do one trick for the rest of my life, like if, say, the deal with the devil and I failed and he's like, oh, you can only have one trick for the rest of your life, it would just be a fucking high-speed frontside grind. As long as I can do it on whatever.
Are you calling me out on frontside grinds right now, Paul?
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I just fucking love frontside grinds, bro. And I love frontside airs. I mean, I guess because backside didn't come easy to me on a lot of things. Grinds and lip tricks, that's different, but backside airs have been a nemesis of mine most of my life.
But you have such a good backside rock and roll, man.
On vert stuff, I can't do it good on little stuff. Like, I can do it in shallow ends of pools, and anything steep I can do backside on. Frontside, I can pretty much do it on everything except, like, 10 foot's probably the highest I can do it on.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 and foot.
Well, come skate my ramp. It's only 9 foot.
Your ramp's not 9 foot, is it?
Let me lie to you and get you there, bro.
Oh,
come
okay,
on, man.
let's
Step
go.
in the hole.
Yeah, let's step in the hole.
No, I would say most of my tricks pull backside, but the feeling that like when I lay my head down at night and I'm like, pillow skating, I'm turning frontside.
Fair enough.
Frontside 540 stale. I rip
So
on the pillow.
Let's go with street training or both.
Both. I grew up a street kid. I didn't have access to a vert ramp until 1990, something like that.
Fuck yeah.
I probably started really trying to skate vert when I was about 30 at the X Park in Pensacola, RIP.
Right on.
And I would beg people, because I was a Bones Brigade nerd. I was a huge Tony Hawk fan, Jason Jesse fan, a Gator fan. People can hate if they want. Yeah, I love the guy. I loved his skating.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck that guy for what he did, but I loved his skating.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a fan of his skating too.
So as a kid, sitting on the curb, with my little Tony Hawk haircut, and my Bones shirt and my, my Airwalks, I wanted to skate vert. So I would go to my little curb and learn Texas plant, learn how to do a street plant on it, do a boneless, early grab it. And then finally moved to Jacksonville. And I guess I saw vert ramps earlier than that. The old blue ramp, I guess,
At Kona?
The blue U-pipe would probably be the first one I pumped. No, Virginia Beach, I pumped Mount Trashmore when it was the white one.
Sick.
So then we moved to here, and then I skated the blue U-pipe. And so I guess that was my first, pumping around on any real training outside of that last turn of the snake run is really where I learned how to pump.
Yeah, they
I used to pump right there.
Dude, what did Martin told me and somebody else? I can't remember what they used to call it, but he told me that back in the day, numerous people used to kind of skate that like it was almost a half pipe, but it's just kind of steep bank to steep bank, but you could go back and forth. And he called it never enders or something like that, because they would just be you could go back and forth never ending because you had one wall to another wall.
And I was so clueless, dude. There'd be and this was 80s, man. They'd cuss you out and push you over and shit. You know what I mean? Hey, kid, get out of the way.
Frank
Boom,
Bago
fly
shit.
by. Yeah, all them boys.
Shout out to
Bago. And Buck. Buck drop.
Big Buck,
Buck.
Best backside boneless. I don't care what anybody
history.
ever fucking says. Best backside boneless in history.
Buck inspired me. Aside from his skating, I walked up onto Big Blue and tried to pump, and he was like, "Man, you can't skate this session unless you drop in." So I was like, "All right." So I climbed my happy ass up there to drop in, and dude, I got the lead foot so bad, dude, I couldn't pick my foot up. So he scooped me up by my belt loop and dropped me down the vert ramp, and I kind of spun around on my back, and I was looking up at Buck and the gang, and he was like, "See, kids, you won't get hurt." And I was like, dude, a grown man just dropped me down a fucking house. I went home and my dad was strict Navy dad. So I was like, I want to be like that guy with the blue dreads today that dropped me down the ramp,
Yeah.
It totally ruined my life.
So let me ask you
Wonderfully
this now.
horrible.
Favorite skater?
Danny Way.
Right on.
Danny Way. Local or just?
Oh, give me a local too. No, I was going to go just all around, but give me your favorite local.
Tim Johnson.
Fuck yes.
Tim
Big
Johnson.
shout outs to Tim. I've been trying to get him over here on here.
His knee's blown right now. He's healing pretty good though.
I know, yeah, but that's what I figured. I was like, I knew he had some downtime. Hopefully we get him over here. Timmy!
Man.
It's Timmy time. Come on,
Get over
here.
All
right.
He's rad.
Favorite skate park?
Kona Skate Park. Kona Skate Park, USA.
Okay.
I'm forbidden for life, but I'm going to get the Spider-Man morph suit and just go for it one day when I raise up some bail money.
It was the first skate park I ever skated.
Really? The first skate park I skated was Mount Trashmore.
Because I didn't, I saw skateboarding in an old Crafton Lumber. Crafton is a little borough right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it was really one of the only asphalt places at the time. And I saw these kids. I remember I was walking home with my dad, I think from basketball practice. And it was cold one night, but it wasn't snowing or anything like that. And there was about a half dozen kids out there skating. And that was my first time seeing skateboarding. Okay?
Whoa.
And so then a couple years later, like I said, I got passed down a board and we just bombed this driveway.
Yeah.
Didn't skate again until I moved to Jacksonville. I lived in Charlotte for about a year in between here and there. Did a lot of camping. That's when I got into rock climbing and stuff.
Sure.
And,
there's a ton of outdoor activity to do up there.
Oh, yeah. And so then we moved here, and I was in the neighborhood 2 days, and all the neighborhood kids, we lived in Pablo Point off of San Pablo right there by the Intercoastal. And all the kids were like, hey, we're so-and-so. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're going to Kona tomorrow. And we're going to and
What's
they actually,
that?
Yeah, they actually was like, and we're gonna go to the beach the next day if you want to come. And we're all like, what the fuck is Kona? And so they start explaining it, and so next thing you know, we go, and this is Grandma Ramos there,
Sure.
Running it.
Yes.
God bless that woman, love her to death.
The one and only, man.
She raised so many of us, kept us in line, and yeah, that was the first place I skated.
I haven't smoked a cigarette since she scooped me up from behind the ramp and caught me smoking a cigarette. I was so embarrassed.
That's what's
so
up.
humiliated. She was like, Ricky, what are you doing? She was trying to tell me that I was better than those other kids. You're not with that group. Don't try to be like those guys, you know?
Dude.
And I'll never forget it, dude. I sent her a Mother's Day card one time because of it. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
So let me ask you this.
Let me say this, man.
Yeah.
Isn't Jacksonville fucking rad?
So fucking rad.
We got Kona, we got the beaches. The surf skate community here is so strong.
Yeah.
And I sometimes
underrated, I think, like nationally.
way
in the
underrated.
scene. Like,
the
not get the
industry
respect.
just decimates us because everything comes from Florida. Urethane wheel, the ollie, vert ramps, flat bottom,
You're right.
pool skating.
Yeah.
Pool
skating.
I'm just saying.
Yes. No, dude. For real.
How many things have been scooped up out of Florida, shipped out to California, mass marketed, and sold right back to us?
I did not ever think about it like that.
Dude, they're gonna try to keep us down. The elites will not shut us down.
Yeah, but
Jacksonville's rad because we have that surf skate community, and I had that same experience when I came here as a skater from, kind of a mediocre skater from Virginia Beach, coming down here and seeing how strong the scene was. I was blown away.
Me too.
Blown away.
That's
I was like,
one of
dude,
the things. Like once I found people I related to, and then how much it was such a community, and going to Kona, and even going to Skate Asylum. And,
yes.
Just even a bunch of street spots, and just being a real jit.
Yep.
Amongst guys that were ripping.
Yeah.
And then being open-armed, welcoming me. And it's kind of like you said, Buck throwing you down the ramp. It was kind of the same thing. It was like, well, fucking drop in, or you're like, get in the session, or fucking go sit down.
Or yeah.
And they would encourage you in every way, but they would motivate you with kind of that tough love.
A little heckle.
Yeah.
A little heckle.
And it was like, you get to the point where you're like, dude, I'm tired of listening
and
to
it's
this.
rad because you bust open a Thrasher, and there's Buck. There's
yeah.
there's Tojo. You know what I mean? There's
how many
Donnie or
great
Kevin.
Great skateboarders have come out of Florida and North Florida in general.
Tons, man.
I mean, you're talking about Phil Ajal coming through the ramp later this afternoon.
Yeah,
Phil
he just hit me up and said, "Hey, I got to skate." So he rarely hits me up. He's super busy with the thoroughbreds business that he's got. But he is in. I don't know if have you seen Phil skate?
Fuck yeah, I've seen
Dude.
Phil skate.
Dude,
Phil fuking rips.
I hope he likes the ramp. You know what I mean? It'd probably be too small for him, but I really hope he likes it.
So let's talk about this. You did just resheet it?
Yep.
And did you reskin it, or you put the old
No,
stuff down?
unfortunately, with trying to get it reskinned, I had an eye-opening kind of experience with my Surface sponsor.
Right. Which I was going to bring that up.
Well, no, we didn't get to reskin it, but we're working hard with ramp armor. We're trying to get ramp armor on, which, if you really look at my ramp, I've got ramp armor deluxe. I've got gator skin, and I've got skate light on it, and I tell everybody it's all just skate light, you know what I mean, or gator skin or whatever. But we have all three on there, and of the three, the ramp armor's holding up the best. The 4x10s have no chips, no D-lambs, nothing. They've been on 5 ramps, Paul. You know, you're a builder, dude. They've been around for a decade at least.
Yep.
So I'm really hyped on gator skin. I think they have a great product. Unfortunately, I just think it's not time tested yet. And I just had a bad experience. I had 8 sheets D-lamb on me, and they wouldn't honor the warranty, unfortunately.
That happens.
But we're working it out. You know, no big deal. They seem to think that it's the ramp because it's built on blocks on basically a sand lot.
Right.
I get that. The ramp is the old Scab Lab ramp, the old skate lab ramp from here in Mayport. You remember we were working there at Kona. And
I remember
Marty,
helping you haul it all out.
22 trailer loads, like serious trailer loads. Like, oh my God, my transmission blew up twice.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, it was the old skate lab ramp. Marty came to us and said, go burn it, remember?
Yep.
And I was like, hey, do you mind if I take it to Middleburg? And he looked over his shoulder and he said, you're going to try to rebuild it? And I was like,
Fuck yeah.
I don't got nothing else to do, man. Why not? So we did it, man. We took, some seaweed and, and
dude,
some
I
duct
gotta
tape.
say, I can't believe
It's back together.
It's been accomplished, and it looks like
Paul,
it's
I can't
riding
either.
great.
now it's riding
Because I was
spectacular.
about to say, before I've been out there, and no lie, there was a couple of janky spots.
There's some kinks, and because it's all, you know, it's not the surface that was put on it. It came from this skate park, came from that guy's back. It's serious Frankenstein ramp.
Right, for sure.
Well, we've got it really dialed in now. We've got it. The reveal on the coping's great. There's no bumps, hiccups. Flat bottom's flat.
Kozer's approved. Big shout outs to Riley. I mean, this fucking kid. Where did he come from? Like, I just remember meeting him briefly and watching him skate the. Actually, I think I
was it Orange Park?
I'm talking about the Kona Pot of Gold contest. It was the first time I saw him on St. Patty's Day. It was my birthday. I was judging with Clint and who else was I can't remember. But anyway,
he's a phenom, man.
Dude, and I remember just watching how much he ripped that ramp, switch tricks, combinations.
Paul, he's the real thing, bro.
And now I've been watching him rip your ramp.
Yeah.
Skating vert.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing down 540s, like landing high on the tranny when he's doing them.
We got the ramp.
Switch, what is it, like fakie to switch Smith he does to like lip and then like.
Disco lip?
Dude.
Yeah, he does them both ways. If you look at the footage from the Tampa Pro.
Hurricanes, like I'm just like, what the fuck? This kid is.
Let me tell you a quick Kozer story.
Board varials, like all sorts of shit.
We run down for the, I get a call from Brian Schaefer. Brian Schaefer, skate park at Tampa. I know the guy.
Shout out
Spot and Schaefer. My claim to fame with him was when they used to break out the boxing gloves and the flat bottom back in the day when the ramp was inside, he knocked me clean the fuck out. It was one of those things where it was like, you and you, scrap. Okay, dude's messed up. Next, you and you.
Yeah.
Dude, Schaefer lit me up, bro. Yeah. So anyway, Schaefer calls me up. You want to go to the Tampa Pro? I guess, sure. He's like, when was the last time you went?
It's one of the funnest events you can go to.
But I never go because I'm a Florida guy and it just gets past me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, there was a Tampa Pro this weekend. Fuck, I wish I would have went. But then again, it's a thing. You know what I mean? So I never really go. But Brian invited me, so I went because I'm cranking up the Vert series. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, right.
So get down there with Kozer and they get the bowl jam going and Schaefer looks over at me and he's like, hey man, can your boy skate? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, go get him. You know, he's gonna let him ride with the pros. And when you meet Riley, you'll see he's not intimidated or anything, but he's not shy either. He's off on his own trip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes to throw him in the lion's den like that, it may not be cool. But I went and found him. I was like, dude, hop the fence. They're calling you right now. So he comes up. Dude, I get chills thinking about this, bro. It's like one of these magic moments in skateboarding. You know, the crowd's going nuts. There's fireworks. Freaking Steve McKegg's flying all around.
I'm telling you,
Clay Kreiner. It's
Tampa
nuts,
Pro
dude.
Is so fucking sick.
Dudes are chucking beers all the way, you know, from one end of the thing to it's a good old time, right?
Yeah.
So Schaefer like looks back with the mic in his hand. He covers it up. He's like, hey, kid, can you do a 540? And he's like, no. And dude, he just learned him on my ramp. So I'm like, he can do 540s. He's like, I got 10 grand on a naked 540. Bill Weiss is standing right beside him. Shout out to Bill Weiss, man, and Madness Skateboards.
Yeah. Big
rad guy. Me and him are total polar opposites, but I love him. But anyway, he's like, can you do 540s, kid? He's like, nah, I can't do it. I was like, he can do them. He's like, jump in there and show us what you got. We'll let you know. And it was just like, dude, the veteran letting the newcomer, you know, just giving me his shot. You know what I mean? I was spun, dude. I was like, dude, that was a moment in fucking skateboarding because I know Riley's talent. And if Riley decides to, the thing is, he's so genuine. It took me a month to get him to like ride some hardcore wheels because I was like, hey man, check out these wheels. You know, this is my wheel sponsor. I can help you out if you need some wheels. His wheels were fucked. Yeah. And he's like, man, I don't really know if I want to ride for him or anything. And I was like, dude, I'll put you on, no problem, make a call. And he's like, I don't even know if I like him. Paul, nobody says no anymore. They take the shit and tell everybody that they like it, even though it's garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dude, that just kicked me in the chest. I was
super
like, what?
Fucking genuine.
You just said no to free product and you're good? You know what I mean? That was so foreign to me, just so weird. I haven't heard or been in a situation like that in a long while. I mean, even Moonshine. Adam over at Moonshine hit me up for 2 weeks every day. Give me his phone number. Let me talk to him. Is he there now? Put me on video chat. And I'm like, dude, you know, I'm caught in between two worlds where it's like Riley doesn't want to talk about those things, but I know he really needs to. You know what I'm saying? Please, Riley, jump with Moonshine or Demon Seed or, you know, one of these local companies that can, you know, jump in the bus, dude. Go do it. Go do it. You have a gift. There's no shame.
How old is he?
23.
Fuck yeah, do
23.
it, dude.
Yesterday, matter of fact, my buddy Radcliff, his girlfriend had a friend, you know, and Radcliff called him up. Hey, bro, you want to come over and hang out with this, you know, this girl? And Radcliff's Kozer talks to me later, and he's like, I think I'm gonna go. I was like, dude, please go, because he comes over every day and skates from like noon till 10 o'clock at night. Every day, rain or shine, he's coming.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, there's life outside of skateboarding. He's like, no, there's skateboarding and distractions. And I love that. I love that.
Focus,
but at the same time, it hurts as an older fella, kind of looking back. I wish I would have nurtured more of my relationships as opposed to chase that dream or that thing of skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it doesn't have to all be done at once. You know what I mean? You can spread things out. You know what I mean? Go live a little bit and take skateboarding to those little pockets of your community, at your job, with your chick, at your church, with your buddy. Go fishing. You know what I mean? I think it's healthy to take a break from skateboarding.
Yeah, that's actually one thing. You know, I'm only 35, but in the past couple years, just, you know, after I, you know, had a MCL slight tear and everything, I already have a really bad ankle. Mm-hmm. You know, I just definitely feel my ollies don't pop like they used to.
I'm 46 years old.
Father, I feel like, you know, because of the mileage I've already put on, because I played hockey, and I did all of these other like full contact sports and things. I think that
you skate hard too, man. You take your slams, bro. I'm a knee slider.
No,
I'm
dude,
on my knees more than a chick at the Gator
You
Lodge.
taught me how to knee slide, bro.
I almost brought you some new pads today. I was like,
no,
he's probably got some.
Yeah, I got some 187s out there, but
shout out to Vinton and 187 to Adam, all the boys over
best
there.
Fucking pads, bro.
100%. Where are they from?
Florida,
St.
baby.
Augustine, Florida.
Yeah, Florida, baby.
That's it.
Yeah, best fucking pads. Big shout outs to them. No, it's been a while. Last time I came out with Dalton one day, you weren't out there. And
that's right. How was that? Janky.
I had some really shitty shoes, and I hadn't really skated much.
Yeah.
And
he's not feeling it.
The board that I brought out there, I had some harder Bones wheels, and I like those Spitfire lock-ins.
The squares?
Dude, I love them.
Square sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
The urethane's great. They grip for me, whether, you know, it doesn't matter where I'm at. You know what I mean? They got the slide when I want it. They got the grip when I want it.
Right.
And I was riding these Bones, and I was just sliding all over the place, and I had really shitty shoes on, so my foot was sliding all over the place, and I was like,
this ain't working.
I'm getting frustrated, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I did a couple back 50s. It took me a couple of tries to even do a back rock and roll.
On the 6 or the vert?
No, on the vert ramp.
Right.
We skated the 6 for a little bit, and that was, you know, pretty fun.
How did the vert ramp? Because other than my ramp, I guess the only vert ramp you skate would be Kona, right?
Yeah, on the regular in the past.
How did it feel to go to a smaller ramp?
It felt super weird, honestly.
It is so strange.
Because I felt rushed. I
Right.
felt like the coping was coming. I was like, whoa, the
Right.
coping's quicker. Than
Right.
that.
I
You know
told
what
everybody, I was like, dude, I think this ramp needs 2 more feet of flat.
Dude, it just,
Once you start blasting like 4 or 5 feet out, I really think it just needs 2 more feet, man.
yeah, dude, I really need to, since we've only been down to one car in the family, it's been really hard for me to juggle
Us too.
work and everything. And
I dump everything in the ramp.
Dude, I need to fucking make it out there. Because anytime I go up to Kona and I want to skate, nobody's there.
Right.
And trying to organize a session with everybody.
I would love to go back to Kona, man.
Man, just
I know.
do the reach out. Actually, so that's one
I've
thing.
tried. I've called. I've emailed. I've texted. But I think I'm on the list of blockage, and legitimately, and for a good reason, dude.
Yeah.
I showed my ass many times, and they can only take so many sorries, Paul.
It was a topic I was going to bring up because you and I have both been known to do it, as well as several of our friends. You know, ruffling feathers, burning bridges, and calling people out.
I'm good at it, man.
I'm pretty fucking good at it myself. Now, one thing I can say from observing, especially in the past year, like this whole thing with gator skins, whether or not, however they want to take it, what you put on social media, what you've said publicly, you've been completely respectful and 100%.
I love those guys, man. We just have a disagreement, man.
Right, but I remember a time when the Rick Morgan that I knew at that time would have fucking gone apeshit.
Drive to Arizona.
Just like I've been known to do. Okay?
Sure, man. It goes nowhere, Paul.
Yeah. So what I gotta say is, I just, you know, coming from somebody, you know,
Who can relate.
and I'm bipolar, and I don't hide it.
Hand raised.
Yeah.
I got it.
I don't hide it. I'm pretty open about it because I think the stigma attached to it and mental health needs to be shattered. The way they always portray it in popular culture in our society is that if you have a mental illness, illness, specifically bipolar disorder, then you're gonna fucking go shoot up a school or something, and that's ridiculous. There's
I'm gonna go skate up a school.
Right, and millions of people with mental illness and bipolar disorder who are not like that. I happen to be one of them. So anyway,
Understood.
I've gotten triggered, and I've made an ass of myself. I've called people out when I should have handled it way more tactfully, and that's one thing I've worked on, the past couple of years, is getting stable and learning how to deal with that. And
me too.
And being a friend even on the inside, and then being just someone observing on the outside, being that we live on opposite sides of town.
Sure.
We don't see each other as much as we used to.
Not as much as we should.
You're right. I can say, man, I've seen you turn a new leaf, and I got to give you fucking props on it. Because you've been...
Hello, Paul. Thanks, man.
You've been handed...
I've been trying.
You've been handed a bunch of trials and tribulations in the past year.
I've been handed a lot of opportunity, man, and I'm so thankful, and I just don't have the resources I don't have the resources to really blossom those opportunities the way I want, and I get so frustrated. You know what I mean?
But
I'm like,
what
guys, please help.
What you said is that you've been given a bunch of opportunities, and so many times, because I'm guilty of it, I overlook the things I should be grateful for, even if it's things just as little as like today. It's a fucking gorgeous day. You've got a vert ramp, a 6-foot ramp. Like you could go back.
They're all there right now skating. It's Vert Sunday. They're skating right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's fucking going down.
It's going down right now. I'm sure of it.
And dude, you're getting the garden going, so it's like.
Oh yeah, that's another aspect to the property.
Yeah. So tell me about that. Like, I mean.
What inspired me was, my buddy, I keep bringing up my buddy Kevin Radcliff, rad guy.
Who is actually sitting in with us right now.
He's holding my hand.
He does not have a mic on him, but we got to give major shout outs. This kid rips. He's a fucking
He's
rad.
just a fun guy to be around. He's just goofy as fuck.
He's a rad dude. He's super supportive of the culture.
Yes.
And anything doing with skateboarding and fellow skateboarders. So
mad
love to
rad
dude. Guy.
And he's been trying to get me in you guys' freaking vegan food cult. I'm in the corner, y'all. Somebody come save me with a burger right now.
Dude, I'm not the vegan.
No, you're not doing the vegan?
No, that's not me, buddy.
I thought you did that to get your stomach reset. I think we both had an issue there for a while.
I was trying to carve out some of the meat. It's really hard for me. I've cut out things like coffee, dark colored sodas.
Hey man, how you doing on cash?
What do you mean?
And you need some money?
No, I'm all right.
Well, I need a couple bucks, man. It's gonna cost Radcliff $50 to keep me from talking about what he ate the other night. $50 a month, man. We're at the blackmail.
What did you eat the other night?
I got mad dirt on Radcliff. It's gonna cost him $50 to keep my mouth shut right now.
Melissa's in the kitchen making some fried shrimp for dinner.
He couldn't help it, dude.
Couldn't help it. Riley was waving it in my face.
He turned around and was like. He had the biggest guilty face, man, but he had to have a shrimp. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's rad.
So anyway, Radcliff, a couple months ago, you know how, the session gets heavy, funny smells are in the air, the beers are flowing, people say things they don't mean, you know?
Right, yeah.
And Radcliff comes over one day, he's like, hey man, if I quit my job and save some money, can I live in my van here for a couple months and you just train me how to skate vert? And I was like,
fuck yes.
Sure, dude. I'm thinking, no damn way this kid's going to go raise some money, quit his job, buy a van, move out here and learn to skate vert. He's got a great life in Georgia. Why would he do that, Think nothing of it. 2 months later, he's like, I'll be there in 2 weeks. I was like, what? What's going on? Yeah, blah, blah. Okay, fucking let's run it. So it's been great for a month. Radcliff has been out there in his van doing his thing.
So that's why I see you fucking skating there all the time, because you're fucking there all the time.
He's in the kitchen all the time with all these fresh vegetables, and it makes me. My mom had MS, both types,
right.
And so we had tons of gardens. So many gardens that on base we weren't allowed to get yard of the month anymore, even when we moved to another state. So it just brought me back to being younger and in the garden with my family and stuff, and. With the pandemic, Melissa said, hey, I'm going to go to the store and get something to eat, get some meat for the night. Sent me a picture from Walmart. No meat.
Yeah.
Nothing in Publix.
Nothing
in Winn-Dixie. I'm a country boy. I got to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that really shook me, man. I got my little conspiracy theories and my theories of the government and the way things are going and all that. And I'm a man. I have a wife. I have a family. I have my community. I got those ramps. I have all of you, my friends. I have a responsibility as a man.
Right.
So I looked around at the property and I said, dude, I've got this acre. I've got all these ramps. I'm always scrambling for donations, side jobs, whatever I can do to find $20 for a box of screws to keep this thing going for one more Vert Sunday. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it sucks, man. That burden on me keeps me from skating as much as I want, keeps my mind off of skating, keeps me unfocused. It gets me frustrated, makes me lash out. So I got to find a way to use what I have to, number one, be sustainable, because
Correct.
obviously the government and the grocery store, in league with each other, do not have me in mind. And that's fine. That's fine. We aren't supposed to be living that way anyway, just my opinion. So I looked around and I said, you know what? And he's always talking about living sustainable. I said, dude, let's build a garden. I'm about to get $1,200. Free Trump money I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw 800 in the ramp. I'm going to throw 400 in a garden. And we're going to get after it. And I'm going to sell veggies on the side of the road.
Fuck yeah.
And he was like, dude, my restaurant would buy those up if they were all organic. Like if you could somehow get certified. So I was like, all right. So I'm looking up certifications and how to do that. It's doable. It's going to cost a little money, but it's doable.
Yeah.
And I sold the indoor. So I have that indoor area too that I can wrap.
Sick.
So I look into growing sustainable, raised gardens and hydroponics, which from my past, everyone knows.
Right,
I know
right.
I know a little something about hydroponics. So I looked into that and microgreens. There's folks out there making a decent penny on microgreens. So
Dude,
here
my
we
mom is
here
fucking
we are again,
raving
dude.
about the microgreens.
I got
She's
you,
been
bro.
growing a bunch and shit like that
Done.
and everything. It's like, dude.
I'd like to turn my place into like vertical gardens or something cheesy like that.
Fuck yeah.
And kind of do what Bob's doing, have a sustainable, 100% pure, 100% organic garden.
Right.
That we can provide some food for folks, get a couple bucks in, and keep the place going. Everybody wins. I don't have to feed the government, taxpayer. I don't have to feed them any more war money.
Right.
I don't have to go to Publix and expose my family to a potential virus or anything else. And I'm doing something good on my land. You know what I mean?
And you know where it's coming from.
Yep.
You know what's getting put on it.
Yep.
It's fucking, that's awesome.
We were planning last night
I grew up
until
gardening
about
with my
midnight.
mom. Yeah, and I mean, trust me, I fucking, as sustainable as you can be.
Yep. I'm going to go that route. I'm definitely going that route. We're going to do aquaponics inside the indoor. That's what I'm going to keep my fish there. And I'm also going to do my microgreens in there so I can be certified 100% pure organic. And I'm even thinking about doing a little area for rabbits, man.
Sick.
Yeah.
So you did bring up the pandemic and everything. Give me your thoughts on the whole COVID-19 crisis. I mean, this has
Crisis?
this has been fucking crazy, bro.
I think it's an economic crisis. I think that they've overdosed us with making everyone stay home and just damn near trying to destroy an economy and just giving everyone free money. I'm a Republican, man. I believe you work, you get paid. You don't work, you starve until you work and do your part. I don't believe in welfare, any of that kind of stuff. I'm totally against them sending that money out, but I'll be glad to build a skateboard ramp and put a garden in my backyard and flip the script on them with their own damn money. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, yeah.
But as far as the whole thing goes, I'm really bummed that it shut the country down, man. At the same time, Paul, you've got to spend way more hours with your daughter or your mom, or you checked up on your grandma or your grandpa that might be susceptible to this. You know what I mean? So I think in a way it's bringing families together, the nuclear family. That's so important, dude.
For sure.
I think a major problem in the world is just no good dads. And the ones that are around are working their ass off and can't spend time with their kids. Moms and dads. Like the nuclear family, I think is super important.
It's fucking really difficult to be, raising kids and not have both parents working.
Yeah.
Just to make it.
It shouldn't be like that, man.
No,
it shouldn't be like that.
Because the American dream was not sold as that. And even if you go back just to our parents' generation, right?
Right.
Moms could stay at home. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now it's 2020. Mom didn't have to stay at home.
My wife makes the money, bro.
Whether it's mom or dad, that's what I'm saying.
We're that new age family. I get heckled all the time.
I feel like, working class should be making a healthy wage to where a parent can stay at home if need be.
Agreed.
Or want to be.
Agreed.
I definitely think it's way past, like, college, tuition has been inflated, astronomically.
Yep.
Cars, the cost of vehicles, and everything else. Utilities, so many things.
Yeah. Oil's in the negative right now. You can't buy oil because you have to take delivery right now. It's in the negative.
Yeah, well, oil's once in a while.
But go try to buy some
time.
epoxy or an oil-based product. That tire's still $400.
Fuck yeah, it is.
So who's profiting?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, and it seems like the cost of living keeps going up, and the jobs that are paying a fair share, whether you think that they need to be paying this amount of money or not, minimum wage was first enacted to make sure that you, as a single person, could work 40 hours a week and be able to pay all of your bills.
Sure.
Now, I know plenty of young people working 2 and 3 jobs
Absolutely.
just to pay their bills.
I
and
get
they
it,
have
man.
no dependents. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And they're not driving fancy cars. You know what I mean? A lot of it is because they were students and they're paying off crazy student debt.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But they're, which this all comes into
Personal responsibility.
Yeah,
You
but-
signed up for that debt. You signed up for that debt. You signed a piece of paper saying, if you do this, I will
You
pay
did,
that.
But our society is designed to where that is, you're told that the only way for you to really make money, and honestly,
and
honestly,
it's hype too. It's bullshit.
It is very, very few and far between. It does happen. The people who do not go to these colleges and pick a very lucrative career path can be successful.
Sure.
But if you actually look at the statistics,
Trade school.
it's very, very. But this comes to my point.
It needs to be vocational high schools.
Trades even now, right?
Right.
So I've started working for myself. Before that, though, trying to find a job as a cabinet maker and a carpenter or a tradesman,
Sure.
they're all wanting to start you out at $12 or $15 an hour.
Can't live on that.
No. And when I come in and and you're paying somebody pennies on the dollar and they're doing all the work. So my whole point is the working class people, and even whether you're apprenticing to be a plumber or even if you're just a day laborer,
Sure.
these are essential workers.
And these are jobs that skateboarders do.
Right.
Like regular folk.
Right. This is what I'm saying is these are essential workers, right?
Right.
They should be not struggling the way that I feel like the mass majority of them are.
Sure.
In
I
this
agree,
country.
man. I
Because
agree.
that's what keeps this country
And I think
teachers.
I think it's a 50-50 balance. I think I think all sides are calling each other out, and no one and I shouldn't say no one, but a lot of the times, like you were saying earlier, people will project their feelings on other people because they feel insecure and want to fuck you up because they don't want to face their own self in the mirror.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they go say, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that," but at the same time, yep, I signed for that college. I signed for that. I signed for that $1,000 phone, knowing I didn't have the hours to pay for. I signed for that car I can't pay for. You know what I mean? Just to keep up with that status quo.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I do it all the freaking time, dude. You know what I mean? I put myself in money situations that I shouldn't because I'm like SpongeBob and I see something that shines. I can't freaking help it. I gotta go. But I think there's a tip for tat for that, and there's a place for that discussion in skateboarding too. Because look at local skate shops, man. What do they pay their employees?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Here's a couple of boards, man, and you get to be cool until you're too old to be cool, and then we get the cool kid from the high school to take your job. And sorry about your luck. See you at the skate park in the end of the bar.
Yep, for sure.
Chew them up, spit them out.
Yep. See,
And it's unfortunate.
Catch a bar back in a couple of years.
Exactly. See you at the lemon bar.
So I want to bring up a couple things. Let's talk about felony skateboards and some of the SummerSlam events.
Felony skateboards. I'm kind of upside down on it. I don't know what to do with it, Paul.
Okay.
I've had some offers for some other people to take it and run with it, but I don't know if they're objective and our minds are on the same page. You know what I mean? I don't want somebody to take my baby and paint it green when I want it to be purple.
Right. And for everybody that doesn't know, felony, it's the whole play on the whole skateboarding is a crime.
Yeah,
it's
skateboarding is not a crime.
Being ticketed, for skateboarding. Like some of the decks have had the graphics of like the statutes of what the penalties.
That's how it got started.
Yeah, of if you're skating in these public places.
Yep.
So it's not like felony skateboards. Hey, kids go out and commit felonies.
No,
it's more like
exact opposite.
Hey,
we're taking the stigma away.
Fuck you. You want to label us like criminals for fucking
taking
skating.
that away.
Like, yeah.
We will honor it. We love the haters. Bring it. That's the premise
it's like
of
the
felony.
Tupac thug life thing. He's like, you want to call us thugs and fuck you.
Fuck
thug
it, we're
life.
thugs. Yeah, fuck it, we'll be thugs.
Yeah.
But act responsibly and respectably. We're not gonna destroy some people's property.
For sure.
But maybe.
I mean, yeah.
But felony right now.
Not people's property. Public property.
Eventually, you guys, the ramps will be up to par, and I won't have to keep throwing every penny that I get into them. Especially, I think once we get the gardens going and get a couple restaurants on our side.
You need to dig a hole and do a concrete bowl.
Well, that's what podcasts are for, isn't it? For bringing out the super secret shit.
Fuck yeah! All right.
So you want the super secret shit?
I want the super secret shit.
Super secret shit is if you've ever been to my house, right behind the indoor, there's a little poplar tree.
Yeah.
And we are gonna dig that fucker right on out, and we're gonna rebuild a Buy the spec combi replica.
Oh, fuck.
Red, white, and blue
Yes.
tiles.
Yes.
Fuck you, Vans. I'm taking your shit.
Yes. Fuck
Paul, I've probably raised about $4 for this. I have no idea how I'm gonna get it done, but I said all that other shit and I got it done. And I'm saying this to you now. I'm going, before this body lays in that cold ground, there will be a combi pool in Middleburg.
Check it out. My old lady, she is absolutely amazing, and it's one thing she believes and she tells me all the time is, you know, it's like we were talking about not dwelling on the negative, and she's like, well, what do you want? Start projecting what you want and what you want to achieve, and
Sure.
speak it into the universe and think it into the
Yes.
universe. And,
Live it.
And, yeah, live it. And it said, and as you do that, you will start to see things manifest. And one thing I
Absolutely.
can say, bro, when I helped you load up those trailers,
You're like, I'm loading up a bonfire right now.
yeah.
This is a waste of time.
Dude,
They were ruined, man. That ramp was
I swear
ruined.
to God, that's exactly what I thought. And I was like, I love him. I'm going to support him when he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I tried. We're going to burn this shit. And,
I try to burn it down once a week, Paul. I swear to God, I'm like, fuck this thing.
and you fucking did it. And
We
even
did it.
when I went over there and I skated and it was all janky and everything, and you know, like hey, we need to get it resheeted. We need to get it reskinned. And you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Dude, it
but
was
we're gonna get it
12
done.
grand.
Yeah. And guess what? You fucking got
We
it
did it.
done. So, you know,
Whatever, it works.
mad kudos to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And everything that you have going on and you have accomplished, because skateboarding in the North Florida skateboarding scene is better and stronger for having you in it.
Man, Paul, dude, don't make me cry on the podcast,
Oh
bro.
no, man, that's not my
That's
intention.
rad,
Just-
dude.
just
Thank you,
speaking
man.
truth, man.
That makes
Yeah.
me feel so good. You know, every
Props-
one of those
props where
screws.
props are due.
Every one of those screws has to be countersunk.
And no matter the
hard.
things that we have said,
Thank you.
and the things that we have done, especially in moments of passion or anger,
I love you. I hate you.
Your intentions have been completely pure and just to benefit skateboarding. And so no matter what, you know,
I love it, Paul.
I don't care about what you did. I care about what you're doing, and I'm proud
Thank
to
you.
call you my friend.
Thank you, bro. Fucking rad, man. Rad.
So let's talk about some of the SummerSlam events. dude.
SummerSlam.
Because those were some of my...
Can I jump back on felony real quick?
Yeah, let's
just
do
back
that.
up just
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah,
You-
back
you
it
know
up.
I'm real good at screwing conversation up.
No,
just
come
going
on.
all over the place.
Bring it...
I'm like
bring
loose.
it back.
I'm like hot jelly. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, get it.
So felony right now, it's kind of in limbo. I just don't have the money to really do anything with it. I bought a sublimation machine. You know, I'm gonna do some hats and some shirts and stuff to raise money to put boards back out. But you know, there was 2 years, maybe a year and a half, that I had the opportunity to ride for Z-Flex,
Fuck
which
yeah.
I was super pumped on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Talking about the X Park, I used to give kids buckets of chicken and to just hang out by the vert ramp in case I slam. And
Yes.
one of these kids, you know, it was 1999, 2000. Boards were 7.0, 725, 360 flip, switch, crook grind was the
Yeah,
shit. And
yeah,
you
yeah.
are an idiot for trying to skate that vert ramp with those dumbass pads, old man.
Yep.
So I had to basically pay kids to sit there and watch. And one of them was this kid, Adam Mills, and kind of mentored him up through the X Park, got him skating good, kept him with stuff. And he later, him and his friend Mike started this thing called Incoming Hippo, and it was like this media company kind of thing. Early years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No one was really doing that stuff at that time, like trying to do it professional. It was just like, hey, let's make a rag. These guys went for it. And he later on in life went to California, met Tony Hawk. Somehow, this is the guy who just put out the new Birdhouse video. This is his,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Adam
Yeah,
Mills
yeah.
at Mills
Right
Film.
on.
So he put out the Birdhouse video. He's Tony Hawk's personal videographer, like videotaped and filmed his weddings and stuff.
Fuck
so
yeah.
like he's fully plugged. I'm like, dude, all right. Hey, another freaking Florida guy
Yeah,
out west,
dude.
you know,
Hey.
putting it together. Once again, Florida shining in California. But so Adam hit me up one time and he's like, hey man, you know, how would you feel about riding for Z-Flex? You know, he's like, I really think that your whole trip is just perfect. I mean, you're like Jay Adams 2.0, man. You just go do that shit. Pick and poke, tattoos, freaking shaved head, don't give a fuck, let's skate. You know, he's like, we want you on.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I call you back, man? And so I like called him back a few minutes later. I was like, am I gonna be able to tell people I'm a Z-boy? And he was like, fuck yeah, you're in, man. Can I send you the box? And I'm like, sweet. So
Send
bam,
the
I'm on
fucking box.
just like that on Z-Flex. And dude, I was so honored. And still to this day, I mean, I'm very, very, I love those guys. And it just, Adam was with the marketing team and they got a new marketing team. So Adam left the company and he turned me on to Crispin Barraza, who's a super, super rad guy. I only spoke to him over the phone or like on Instagram, but I met him at the Surf Expo, and he was stoked to still have me on. And eventually the boxes just stopped. And so, hey man, what's going on? Can I catch this or that? You know, can I catch I was trying to get a board every 4 months. And they would send me 4. I'd give one to whichever one of my 4 sons needed a board. The other 2 would go to the community. You know how I do, Paul. I'm gonna be poor and poor forever, I guess.
You're a giver.
And then I would ride one, you know. So I tried to catch a box, and they're like, "We're not doing conventional skateboards no more." So I was like, "What?
What?
How does Z-Flex not sell freaking skateboards?" So I'm baffled. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna keep the J Adams, that bullet model, that J Adams."
Yeah.
They took Jimmy Plumer, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville. Yeah, Jack's Beach,
they
baby.
took his name and Jay's off of their cruisers and put freaking like some floral print on it, and they're calling them like banana pintail pops. Like, you know,
You're fucking kidding me.
No, so
completely corporate.
so Paul,
fucking
you know, I
takeover.
wanted to talk to the manager right fucking now.
Oh
you know what
my
I mean?
God, yeah.
So I start making my calls.
Travesty.
My attorney, he also he's an attorney for Trump Properties here in Florida. He's $375 an hour. He can get your attention.
Yeah.
So I get up with John Cody, and we look into the company, and it's foreign stock, and it's
Fucking
registered
shit.
to an attorney over in California. So it's foreign stock. So I was like, oh, that's funny money. They're messing around with some money. But I look more into it, and that's not the case at all. It was that is Arbor Distribution, which owns Arbor Longboards,
Okay.
Penny,
Right.
and Z-Flex.
Damn it, man.
So all the while, I'm thinking I'm repping them boys. You know, I'm a fucking Z-boy. And wait a minute, dude. We're selling pintails and fucking banana boards, and which is fine. That's great. You got to make your money. Again, not shaming someone making a profit, but at the same time, I'm not hyped on them using J Adams for that.
No, not at all. I agree.
And so I went even a step further to see who owned Arbor, and it's a Christian 30-something-year-old Christian philanthropist from Australia.
Wow.
So every time you think you're buying a Z-Flex from Venice and that core thing, it's really not. You know, and that, Paul, I live by my principle, and I had to go. You know, I
feel you.
I left peacefully, and was like, guys, I'm just not. It's just not going to work, and so now
I was riding the 1/8, the anti-hero for a long time, especially the Grasso shapes and everything.
Yes.
And I mean, I just fucking loved everything that they stood for. But until our good friend Dalton put me on,
Maddox,
bro, I was like,
are they the shit?
It's local. They last me longer than almost any other board I've bought from a shop.
Yeah, I think the wood comes from a higher region in Canada, because to me, I think the wood is more dense.
Yeah.
So they get the colder winter, so that maple, that syrup in the maple
That
hardens it and like helps
rock.
it cure.
Yeah.
And I think Maddox he's found the right supplier. I think he's found a piece of the puzzle. I don't think he's all the way there yet, but he is definitely on the, you know.
Dude, he just came and dropped off 2 freshies for me, and I mean, they're the same shape I've been riding, but they're just fuking perfect.
Yeah.
They're identical. They're
Well,
like
speaking
the
of shapes,
graphics,
so I reached out to Jet Black, and I was like, hey guys, they were like, hey, what happened at Z-Flex? And I explained, and I was like, I'm just not really with the program, stoked on what they're doing, don't believe in this, don't believe in that, and I don't think that I have a place here, and plus they're not making popsicles anymore, so
Right,
what am I gonna ride?
Yeah.
You know, a freaking 10.25 freaking bullet shape. I would love to, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah, like,
You know, I'm not a good skateboarder.
Oh,
so
shut the fuck up.
I hit up Jet Black, and they're like, hey, let us send you a couple boards and see if you like them. So I got one, and I've been riding that same felony shape since '99, and I try to, whenever I get another board, I try to model everything around that, because I just my style, the way I skate is just kind of tuned to that. So Jet Black sent me out a board, and the nose was super steep and like way round, like dinner plate. And I was
Really?
like, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to take my router to it.
Yeah.
And I did, and I just skated the shit out of it. It took me, I don't know, Radcliff, what do you think, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
to, like, break
Took me
it.
a minute to really like get used to a different shape and a different vibe. But dude, the boards are super crisp, and I liked the fact that they didn't use like a slick bottom that when you touch coping on a new board, it's as if a rollerblader showed up with like 5 pounds wax.
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
dude,
You know,
the worst.
some board companies, they put that slick on there.
Ever slick, yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever,
it's almost like a shine that they spray on or something, and
Too much.
It's too much. But that Jet Black board's been really nice, and I think I hope I can work something out with those guys. And
Fuck yeah.
you know, I'm not the
Shout
best
outs
skater
to
in the
Jet
world.
Black,
yeah, dude, those guys are freaking rad.
So, dude, before we wrap this up real quick,
Let's not wrap it up, man.
Dude, I got somebody coming at 4.
I got to go skate too. I'm supposed to be home at 4.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the boys are raging.
Dude, I had a busy day today. I didn't think the roofers would be here, so I was trying to get everybody scheduled in. But yo,
What's up?
thoughts, man? Because we have lost some legends in the past
You know,
couple
I haven't,
years,
you know,
like between Jake, Monk, Grosso, not to mention Pablo from the GX 1000 crew, Ben Ramers. I mean, dude,
It's sad, but aren't we coming to that time in our history in skateboarding?
correct. We are.
Can I make a joke?
Fuck yeah. Humor is always welcome.
I told the boys, I kind of deal with sorrow like this with a joke. I was like, hey man, we should start a website called inappropriatebets.com. Like, which Bones Brigade member is gonna die first?
Yes,
Who would have thought it would be fucking Grosso?
dude.
It would have been 2,000 to 1.
Yeah.
I consider Jeff Grosso a Bones Brigade member. I've seen him in that Bones Brigade regalia skating them pools back in the day.
For sure.
He was a Bones Brigader, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, dude. If you're associated, I feel like you're part of the fucking brigade.
I got to meet Monk once on a bus, but he was so out of it, man. I kind of recognized him, didn't really know who he was until I read Juice magazine some months later,
Yeah.
and was like, oh shit, that was Monk, dude. But Jake Phelps hated my guts.
Really?
Called me a crazy fucking gas huffer.
Oh wow, that's
dude.
fucking great. That's fucking
Hated
hilariously
my
awesome.
fucking guts. I probably got 2 or 3 letters in the old Thrashers where he's just like, this guy's a fucking retard.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But I at the same time, I bet he would have hugged me right on up.
Yeah.
But with Grosso, that one stung. Actually, Radcliff came in about 2 a.m, and opened the door, and me and Melissa were just up late watching a movie, and was like, hey man, Grosso died. And I was like, yeah. And I didn't even really grasp what he was saying, and I was like, cool man, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And he's like, I'm super bummed.
Dude,
And
I tell you, bro, I was really bummed about that because, to be honest with you, I've probably ridden that shape more than any other shape in the past 10 years.
Grosso was a real motherfucker, dude. It wasn't like some showcase, and I'm not trying to put nobody out there. I shouldn't say names, but he's not like a showcase skater like Steve Caballero. You know what I'm
Correct,
saying?
yeah,
Where
no.
it's all showcase. You know what I mean? You rarely get to, outside of like documentaries and stuff, you rarely get to see Steve as Steve.
Steve, right.
And really, who is Steve? He's never had a job, regular life. He's always been a skater.
Yeah,
Where
playing in
Grosso,
his band and it's fucking ripping.
dude, the Nines Club that makes me freaking cry every time. Jeff Grosso, where he's saying, dude, I so relate to it. Where he's saying, I've thrown freaking everything at this, and even like through addiction and success and failure, life, kids, the whole shit. I wouldn't know what to do if I was pushed outside of skating. I would be suicidal. I wouldn't know what to fucking do.
Yeah.
You know, if I was absolutely just thrown the fuck out, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that.
It's I love skateboarding so much. You know what I mean? It's given me everything.
And that's honestly where the podcast for me has come in, because I started thinking about that exactly. Was like, if and when there's going to come a time where I won't be able to get the satisfaction. Like I'll still roll and still skate, but I will reminisce on what I used to be able to do and what I still want to do. Like I find that now. Like I still look at handrails and I'm like, oh dude, I'll front board that, and then I'm like, nah dude, the last one you skated when you were up in Atlanta, like it took you fucking battle to front board, and it was kind of a higher rail, but it was pretty mellow.
Yeah.
And it was butter. But it was a struggle getting up on it. And so it's like, in my mind, it's like, I can do this. I want to do this. But as Father Time kicks in, I'm like, I cannot be 50 years old and then have a midlife crisis and be completely fucking baffled at, like, I can no longer skate like I want to skate.
Sure.
What am I
I'm
gonna
right
do?
there with you, Paul.
What am I going to do?
I'm losing more
who
tricks than I'm gaining.
Who am I? Yeah, no, I feel
Yeah,
it.
and it's like, what? Okay, did I use my time wisely?
Yeah.
Did I get what I wanted out of this life? Did I juice every fucking drop out of this life before it's gone? You know, I was telling Pesci that yesterday. He's getting a little overweight, and I was like, dude, you need to use your body while you can, because you're gonna get older and you're gonna lay down and go, man, I sure wish I could go for that walk.
Yeah.
Sure wish I could go pick them berries, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean? But there's a Crosby, Stills and Nash lyric that says, do not let the past remind you of what you are not now. You know, Don't
Right on.
Don't let it beat you up now that you're not that. Be honored and stoked that oh man, there was a time when I had that. You know, dude, be stoked on that. You know what I mean? And just ride out on that. It will come. You know what I mean? You just keep snapping at it, Paul. You know, you're a skater.
Yeah, man.
Keep fucking cracking at
bro,
it. You know,
dude, I'll fucking put myself into the concrete.
I know you will. I'll be over here on the vert ramp on the knee pads going, no, man, hell no, I'm not doing that. You
Well, hey, man, we're coming about the end of time.
want to talk about the vert series real quick?
Yeah, have we not? We have not talked
No.
about the Vert series.
No, I want to give you the lowdown on that, man.
Let's bring
because
it
it's
up.
it's super important. It's super important because we basically put together Street League for Vert. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but we needed it in the Vert.
Right.
You know, we can look at skateboarding as a culture, and inside that bubble there are many bubbles, and the Vert bubble, we need this.
Right.
We had the Florida Vert series. Wildly successful. Mad shout out to Bob Humble and Adam Efforts for putting those together.
Yep, Bob and Scissors.
Dude,
big
those
shouts.
guys took it from the dust of the earth and created man. They pioneered it. They put it together. That whole backyard thing really propelled vert skating. If you look at the media from the time that started to now, dude, verts in magazines.
I've definitely
verts
noticed
in
it.
videos. There's
Yeah.
dudes with full vert parts. People know who Jimmy Wilkins is.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Whereas 20 years ago, your top vert guys, nobody knew who the hell they were.
Right.
So I wasn't going to do any more SummerSlams. I wasn't going to do any more birthday parties, events at all. And Brian Schaefer hit me up. And he was like, when's your next event? And I was like, Brian, I don't think I'm going to do another one. Why? Dude, they're awesome. They're core. You should do it. And I was like, man, you know what? If you show up, I'll do it. And so he's like, I'll be there. And I was like, what? I'm thinking, dude, Spot's got my back in Middleburg, Florida on this
Fuck yeah.
dirt road. Dude, we're like living out of the church pantry and shit. They're going to
yeah.
give us a shot?
Hell yeah.
Stoked, you know? Broke kid getting the opportunity. Mom spaghetti. Don't throw up. You better fucking get it. You know what I mean? Here we go, you know? So I was like, all right. So, you know, just for some validation, I called Adam Efforts because those, you know, I'm not really as close to Bob as I am to Adam. Adam's like my bro. I love Adam Efforts. Scissors, shout out, man, rad guy. So I said, Adam, dude, what would you guys show up? Would you guys want to, you know, honor this? Would I be stepping on toes? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Would I be fucking up here, bro? Like inadvertently? And he was like, no, dude, run it. So me and Rodney Mead had already been talking about, dude, you've got a ramp. I got a ramp. Let's crank up the series.
Big shout out Rodney
Mead.
Best fucking inverts in the game.
Best inverts in the game. You'll hear him coming, too.
Oh yeah, dude.
He'll be swinging that shirt. You're going to hear him coming.
He's a loud motherfucker.
So-
I love it.
So I thought, exactly. I thought it'd be a perfect storm. My
Yeah.
big mouth.
Yeah.
And he's super loud.
Fuck yeah.
We both love vert. We both
Super
have ramps.
passionate about skateboarding.
You do one. I'll do one. If we get one more person, we can call it a series.
Yeah.
So he was like, let's crank up the series. So that went on. We talked about that for about 6 or 8 months, just kind of chit-chatting. And then I put together the Battle at Black Creek. Adam Efforts actually coined now. And he's like, you should call it the Battle at Black Creek, man.
It's sick.
I think it works.
Yeah, it's
you know,
perfect.
but I didn't name it. I can't claim that. He did that. So I put that out there, and then Frazier hit me up, Mike Frazier, and Rodney. They're like, hey, are you coming down to help
Hell
fix
yeah.
the ramp at Rodney? So me and Kozer, we didn't have shit else to do besides bail backside airs that day. So we rolled down, and they scooped us up. We put the ramp together, and at the end of the day, I was like, you know, I'm trying to like slide it in there. Hey, you guys gonna come to my contest and blah blah blah, you know? And they're like, dude, we actually invited you today because we want to talk to you about that. And Frazier's like, we're kind of bummed. And dude, I'm shocked. It's like one of my childhood heroes. I mean, he's my
Dude.
age and stuff, and it's kind of
Bro,
weird.
Dude, he's fucking one of my favorite vert skaters of all time.
Mad respect for Mike
Frazier,
Frazier.
bro.
Frazier.
Dude.
That's the capital THE guy. That's the guy.
If there was a Bible of skateboarding, there would be a gospel of Mike Frazier.
There would be a whole book of Frazier.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're bummed on it, dude. We thought we were going to crank up the Vert series. And I was like, well, I haven't really heard back. I thought Rodney was going to talk to Humble and Adam about getting all the materials and all the contact lists and sponsor lists and everything together. And then we were going to regroup. And what's going on, guys? I'll shut the thing down now. And they're like, no, don't do it. We want that to be the first stop of the Vert series.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude, I didn't even want to throw a contest. You know, we were just going to like whip out some T-shirts and throw together some trophies and do our fuck off thing that we always do. And these guys are jumping on like world stage dudes, like the dudes, and I'm starting to feel like, am I being set up? Something strange. This just doesn't happen, and man, I'm not a Jesus guy, but I pray a bunch, you know what I mean? And sometimes I ask for things and God messes around and gives it to me so I can fail miserably and see that that's not what I needed to begin with. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he knows I'm thick-headed, so he kicks me a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta get humbled, man.
He dumped it right in my lap. The whole thing just got dumped right in my lap. And so we got a stop in Ohio. We got a stop in Maryland. We got the West. Well, it turned out that Mike Crum was out in Texas putting together stops for the West Coast of a West Coast series. Rodney's kind of plugged into all that, so we combined the two. And then I call my bro over at Houston Vert Ramp. Shout out to HVR.
Yeah.
Call out to the bros over there and say, hey man, if we put together an 8-stop series, would you guys entertain putting together a final in November? And they're like, oh yeah, we'd love to do it. We'd love to do it. So then like a week later, they call back and like, hey, we have to move this stop to like December or January. And we're like, dude, it's going to be fucking cold. Nobody's trying to drive. Nobody's going to have money because it's Christmas. We can't do that. We should regroup for the spring. So turned out, we asked. We were like, well, why? And they're like, the World Cup wants to come through and do a Vert event. And so we were like, World Cup? How do you... And then Rodney's plugged in with Don Bostic over at WCS.
Fuck yeah.
Don and Danielle Bostic, shout out to them. They're rad people. So we were like, hey, can we tag along and bring our final to your final? Maybe do the day after so that our guys kind of can see that upper level, the Jimmy Wilkins, the Tony Hawks, those guys, that class of dude, you know what I mean?
Right.
The PLGs of the world. And they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we put together the website, put together all the stops. Me and Rodney, I went off and bought all the LLCs, insurance, all that stuff. Me and Rodney are partnered up in the Vert Series LLC, and we have 8 stops with a final in Houston. And within 20 minutes of putting up the website, we had almost 6,000 hits to the website.
Fuck yeah.
And Don Bostic is on the horn with frickin' Rodney going, what the fuck, man? Why is my logo not on y'all's website? Am I not sponsoring the event?
Wow.
And so we're like, oh, we thought that was Houston's event for their final. And he's like, no, I want to sponsor. If you're putting together a nationwide Vert series, we want to sponsor every event.
Fuck
so
yes.
Right now today, with about $1,000 and a month's worth of work, if you want to be the world's best, top professional vertical skateboarder, if you want to be known as that, if you want to gain the points for that, you're going to have to come to Middleburg, Florida and get those points.
Come on.
Backyard as fuck.
Middleburg, baby.
Yeah, every one of these stops is the backyard, and we have a lot of work to do. With the pandemic, I thought I would be able to take the time to, because we had to shut it down, obviously. I thought I'd be able to take the time and reach out to companies and really blow it up, but no one's at work. There's no one to call.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me to really do besides tinker on the ramp and just kind of do social media posts and keep people interested. But man, best guys in the world are coming to our area, and it's something that we shouldn't shame or put down, because somebody's gonna get some points, man. So what?
Dude,
so what, dude?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
Let's skate.
And dude,
Let's
just
skate.
another fucking thing. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, Middleburg, Florida. It's butt fuck Egypt, outside of Jacksonville. And there's a whole skating compound there that this man has put together. Not to mention all the other vert ramps and backyard ramps, whether it be Rodney's or Chewy's or like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Phil's about to build one too.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ocala.
All of the skate parks we have popping up. You know what I mean? It's just been super rad from when I first moved here and got into skateboarding, watching the growth, watching the kind of up and down roller coaster of the industry and the popularity, but watching us sustain.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And just fucking
prosper and grow.
Keep plugging. And in the amount of parks we have around town and around the state. Like, I saw a Team Pain map.
Yeah.
Bro,
Isn't it
the state
insane?
of Florida?
Yeah.
The state of Florida.
Them boys put it down.
If you are a skateboarder, you want to fucking get like 2-3 weeks and you want to just tour the state of Florida for the skate parks.
Yes.
And the street spots, man. So,
we're going on a Vert search.
Hell yeah.
We're going to jump in the van and we're going to go up to Georgia.
Hell yeah.
We're going to skate that 10-footer.
Yeah.
Camp out.
And
then
10-foot ramp in Brunswick, Georgia. Jason Hayes ramp.
Jason Hayes. We're going to hit that one.
Dalton was telling me about
you
that.
You just jump in the van with us, bro. We're going to hit Georgia. And then we're going to skate it, drive to my place, crash, skate the next day, crash, head to Rodney's, camp out that night.
Dude,
and then,
I want to go skate Rodney's.
And then we're going to Refio's.
Oh,
yeah,
Reef Orlando.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tom and
Tom
Reef.
and Reef have been inviting me, and I've apologies, guys.
That ramp looks
I gotta
fucking
get there.
butter.
I got it, bro.
It looks
Reef
like
Orlando. Watch.
butter. Yeah.
Watch.
Dude, he's the truth, man. The kid's
I've
putting
watched
it
it.
together.
I watched the guys literally tell him, "Get off the ramp. We want to skate."
Yeah.
Dude, we'll be 35 walls in, and I'm not talking about kick turns and bullshits.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 540s, judos, Chrysairs, lean it. What do you
Wow.
want? What do you
Wow.
want? 35 walls, still going strong. I would have passed out. I'd be laid off in a pile of puke.
Oh, bro. Yeah. Me too. You and me both, bro. You and me both.
Yeah, shout out to the youth, huh?
Yeah.
Man, Paul, thanks for having me out, man,
Dude.
and giving me a
Thanks for coming out.
a outlet to just get these things out off my chest. I think it's been therapeutic for me to spit it out.
I've wanted you to come out. I appreciate you coming out. Fucking stoked about everything you got going on. Can't wait for the Vert series to get going after this whole pandemic
It's a lot of work.
subsides.
Please come
Dude,
skate the
looking forward
events.
to the gardening and bro, I'll be
Yeah.
out there soon because I just got to fucking
A lot
skate.
of positive stuff going on, man. And
Yeah,
you're,
man.
you all from start to finish, you've always been down.
Yeah, dude.
Let's get it.
Appreciate you. Much love.
Much love, brother.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right.
Later.
Late.
All right, guys, that's episode 14. It's a wrap. That one's in the books. Rick Morgan, Paulie on the pod. Super gracious and thankful for everybody tuning in. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, and share the channel and the podcast. Be super dope. Stay tuned for next week. I got a local hip-hop artist, Tommy D. He's going to come sit down with your boy. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about growing up in Jacksonville, maybe a little bit of Jaguars. Who knows where the conversation will go, but the guy is hella talented. He's got a real thick catalog of music, especially for an independent, unsigned artist. So, next episode, Tommy D. Shout-outs to Rick Morgan. The Vert series, you can follow him on @TheVertSeries on Instagram. Can't wait for that event to go down. It always goes off. You're going to want to be there. So once again, thanking you for tuning in. Also reminding you to be safe out there. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Social distance. And my friends, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Holler.